keep pulling the ribs forward as the hips shoot back slightly. The feet can be relaxed or flexed. And breathe. Not only here do we notice where the stretch is, but how about the stress or the strain? Is the jaw clenched? We're going to relax it. The forehead crunch, we can relax that. And getting deeper with the breath. Wonderful. On the next inhale, let's come right back to the top. Open up for a moment. Wonderful. Cat-cow. So you're going to bend the knees. And we're going to turn to the side, and you're still going to use your pad here. You're going to use the pad, put both knees on the pad, about hip width apart. Hands are flat to the floor, about shoulder width apart. The feet are flat. And on the first one, you exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, just like a scared cat. Inhale, curl the toes, flat back. Exhale, round. Inhale, flat back. A few more rounds. And exhale, round. Push the index finger and thumb into the floor. Inhale, flat back. So good for posture, for the lungs. Now you're on your own, gang. A few more times on your own. Do what feels good here. Push the floor away. Creating a strong body, strong mind. Let's do this one. And then one more. Good, and now we'll meet back at that neutral spine. So the feet are flat, knees are still on the pad. You're gonna take your right arm to thread the needle and bring it underneath your left arm. From here, the hand could go out, ear to the floor if that's comfortable, elbow down. Find something that works for you to open the shoulder here. And we breathe. Again, notice where the stress might be, or any discomfort. And we breathe into discomfort and back off of pain. One more deep breath. Wonderful. Now with a strong core, we come back to the center. We reset, hands underneath your shoulder blades. And now we do the other side. So you're going to take that left arm, thread that needle, left ear to the floor. And again, you find a position that works for you. No matter what we're doing, we're breathing, connecting to the breath, longer on the exhales. Remember, that's where the deep hygienic cleanse comes from the body, from the breath. The longer the exhale, the better. Wonderful. On the next inhale, we're going to come back to center. And we're going to find that neutral spine again for dragon pose. You're going to stand up on the knees. Take your right foot, bring it in front of you, right in line with the knee. Keep the left knee on the pad, hands to the quadricep, the thigh, and lean forward. The idea here, the knee can go in front of the toe as long as the heel stays on the floor. What we're working here primarily is your psoas muscle. That's a muscle that connects your lower vertebrae to your femur. So especially for lower back discomfort, for lower back pain, it's a powerful posture. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, maybe a little more lean. Do what works for you. Inhale, we'll back off, come back to center. Right knee to the pad. Take a moment, and then we'll get that left foot out in front of you. So same thing, this the other side. The first thing is we just take that little bit of a lean. And if the knee doesn't go over the toe, gang, no big deal. Do what works good for you. As you start to lean, again, you'll feel the stretch right along the inner groin here, along the hip, the iliac arch. These are the spots that really hold that stress, that tension. And these are the postures that cleanse, hygienically cleanse that area, just to open it up. Get the synovial fluid and all those joints nice and juicy. Keep lifting up through the ribs. And instead of the shoulders pulling back, pull out to either side of the room. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale, let's come back to center just for that moment. Knee back down. Good. From here, we'll do a gate opener. So keep the knees on the pad. Take the right foot, put it out to the right. You can point the toe. If the toe doesn't touch, no big deal. Take your left arm, reach way up and over. Right hand all the way down. So the inhale happens from the ribs. Lift the ribs. And as we exhale, we slightly rotate the rib cage back. So good for the waistline. So good for the back. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we open. If there's a lot of stress in the neck, you can simply drop the ear, look up to the sky. And if you'd like to advance this posture, smile. Open up the heart. 2 more breaths. On the inhale, we come back to center. And as always, we reset. So the right knee back to the pad. Take a moment. Now the left leg comes out. Again, the toe could point. If the ankle isn't mobile enough, you could keep it. Just don't flex it. Keep it neutral. We reach down with the left hand and then up and over with the right. So the inhale doesn't happen from the arm, but necessarily from the ribs. You feel the lift. And then you're rotating the rib cage back slightly, almost like you want your right armpit to touch the sky. Big inhale and exhale. If you feel different on one side and the other, then that's normal. This is why we're doing this, to create more of a balance, more of a spatial awareness. Inhale, we lift, and exhale, we rotate back. And with that awareness is a safety for our knees. So I never, me personally, never ever do my practice without my Life pads. They're a big, big part of my practice and also my health toolbox. So inhale, the ribs lift. Exhale, rotate back for 1 more breath. Good. On the inhale, come back to center. Knees back on the pad for camel, a back bend. So the knees are about 6 inches apart. Curl the toes so we have a strong foundation. Right hand to right hip, left hand to left hip like it's going in your back pocket. Squeeze the shoulder blades to open the chest. Lift the ribs and squeeze inner thighs a little bit. Hips forward, head drops back. Inhale, we lift the ribs. Exhale, push hips forward. This is an ab blaster. Gets into the lower abs, strengthening, opening up all the nerves in your chest and your throat. So, so good for the body. Enjoy it, gang. It's a gift. Lift the ribs up. Exhale, push hips forward. 2 more deep breaths. Good. Inhale, let's come back to that center for a moment. Separate the knees as wide as your pad for a quick child's pose. Arms right, let the head hang for 1 deep breath. Wonderful. Gotcha. We're going to take it to the floor. So now from here, you're going to take your lie pad, put it on the floor, and we're going to put the back of our head on the mat. Not your shoulders, just your head. And we're going to go into a bridge pose. Separate the feet about hip width apart. Hands, arms come out to the side, palms face up. On the inhale, lift the hips as high as you can. Squeeze your bum at the top. Push the hips up. Remember your feet. Act as if they're a tripod. The heel is down, the base of the big toe, and the base of the pinky toe touch. Lift up higher, and we'll do a few thrusts. So the hips come down, and then up. Squeeze at the top, up and down. Back and forth. Good. Big inhales and exhales. So good for the glutes. So good for the legs. Big breath in and out. A couple more, gang. Stay with me. Wonderful. The next time we get to the top, I want you to hold at the top. Take a moment. Squeeze the bum. And then one vertebrae at a time. Really take your time. Come all the way down. Bring your knees in your chest. Give yourself a little hug here. Wonderful. Keep the knees in line with your hips and the ankles in line with the knees for elbow to knee. Take all 10 fingers, interlock them behind the base of your head. Now from here, we're going to come up slightly. Don't tuck the chin. Slightly turn to the left. If you like to extend the right leg, you can. Hold for a moment. And then we come back to the center. Shoulders off the floor. Extend the left leg, a slight twist to the right. Remember, we're not tucking the chin. We're keeping the chin open, back to center. So imagine you have an orange underneath your chin. Don't crush it or let it go. Extend the right leg, twist to the left, slightly hold, back to center, creating that core of iron, gang. Stretch the left leg, slight twist. Good. Come back to center. Stay with me. We're halfway there. Extend the right leg, slight twist. Beautiful. Back to center. Exhale, we twist. Beautiful. We've got one more round. Stay with me. Extend that right leg, a slight twist. Back to center. One more. Slight twist, 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 hold, and change. Come on down. Big inhale and exhale. Give yourself a big, big hug. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to do a reclined pigeon. So take your right foot, put it on top of your left ankle. Lift the knees. Bring your right hand between your thighs and your left hand and grab the back of your hamstring or the back of your leg and pull the knee in just for a moment, just to breathe. So we'll do a reclined pigeon, and also we'll do an upright one to hit every angle of the hips. 2 more deep, deep breaths. Good. Exhale, slowly release. The right leg goes down. Bend the left leg so the left ankle goes on the knee. Again, we lift. We thread that needle so the left hand goes in between, the right hand behind. And again, we just do what feels good here. So for me on this side, I feel a little different. I feel more of a stretch towards the back of my left leg. That's a good thing. And just breathe. Two more deep breaths. Good. Slowly let the foot down. Both feet on the floor. Bend the knees to the right, and we're going to come up to a quadrupede position. So you're going to take your lie pad, put your knees on the pad. Hands, palms flat underneath the shoulder blades. You're going to curl the toes. We're going to go into our first downward dog. So from here, the hips lift up. The head drops. I'd like you to look at your knees or your toes. You can bend the knees slightly to release the upper back, or you can lock the legs and pedal at the feet. You could shake your tail, shake your head yes and no. You push your index finger and thumb into the floor and wrap the shoulders more to take that pressure off the shoulders. Okay, from here again, the option is to lift the right leg slightly for pigeon. You're going to bring the right leg through. So the right ankle goes towards the left wrist. You bring your body down. Now, the key with this, gang, why we want to use a lie light pad is in a pigeon, if I don't use the pad, my hip goes way down and all the pressure goes into my iliac arch. We want to use that pad as a boost to keep underneath the hip. And that way it's like you can put a dinner plate right on my back and one slide off. We're up tall. And now all we do is recline. Come forward. You can put your hands on your head and we just breathe. Gang, this is the most powerful posture that we have to open up the hips. It really allows that tension to kind of dissolve away. And your only job here is to breathe, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the forehead, 3 deep breaths. Good. So on the next inhale for recline, we're going to gently come back up. You're going to roll all the way over to the right so you can curl the feet around, come back to that quadrupede position on the knee pad, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Just feel the difference in the right leg compared to the left leg. Might feel a little different. Take a moment. Now from here, that left leg can rise. You can point the toe and we're going to bring the foot through. So this time, the right wrist and left ankle, they get a little closer. And again, as you come down, you'll notice the pressure is there. It's not all the way to the left, more even. From here, we can stay upright, or you have that option to recline and just breathe. Big inhales. Slow, deliberate exhales. And feeling different on each side is more than normal. It's what should happen. Yoga, or any functional movement class, is the mechanistic opposite of your chronic overuse or overcompensation of certain muscles. So we use certain muscles continuously throughout the day. And these classes give us an idea of how to strengthen the muscles we don't use and back off of the ones we overcompensate too much for. One more deep breath. If you recline on the inhale, we're going to come back to the top. You can curl the back toe, come into that downward facing dog, the last one of this class. But if you do more today, send some pictures. We'd love to see them. You can bend the knee one at a time, do what feels good. Wonderful. From here down to the knees, onto the lie light pad, and we're going to come to the floor again. So you're going to bring the mat underneath your, or the lie light pad underneath your head, lay flat onto the back, and we'll start to close it out with a happy baby. So from here, you bend the knees into your chest. Option 1, you grab the outsides of the feet and extend the legs up, and you can rock the baby. Of course, be happy. Option 2, if we're unable to get the feet right away, you can grab the back of the calves, the back of the knees. Pull the knees in, extend the hips down like you want the top, the bottom of your back to touch the floor, shoulders pull away. And we just breathe. Like I said, you can rock the baby. Do what is fun here. That's what it's about, gang. Have some fun. One more deep breath. Good. Okay. From here, gently let the baby go. You put your feet on the floor for a reclined spine twist. So the knees touch. We're going to drop the knees to the right side of the room. You have an option to keep your head neutral or put the left ear on the floor. One that works for you. The left hand can come down, the right hand can be on your belly, out to the side. Again, do what feels good here. And just breathe. One more deep breath. Inhale, the knees come back to center. We just take that moment, again, to reset. Then the knees drop gently to the left. Whatever we did on the other side, so if you turn the head with the right ear, do that. I'll keep my head neutral. The right hand could be down. And again, the left hand, either the belly to the floor. We're not necessarily overstretching here again. We want to try to let the body do the work more, meaning that the more we stress, the more we work into skeletal muscle. Like if you make a muscle, we want to get past that wall into lymphatic tissue. And just by letting it be, the inhale, we lengthen a little bit, but the exhale, just letting gravity do the work, letting the floor support us. 3 more deep breaths. Good. On the next inhale, let's come back to center. Just take a moment. Bring your knees in your chest. Give yourself a little hug here. You deserve it, that's for sure. Do what feels good. Wonderful. From here, we'll start to wind it down to our final Savasana. So the legs start to go out straight. The feet are relaxed. Palms can face up. Take your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. Eyes shut. Big breath in and out. So as we belly breathe, the belly rises. The ribs knit in slightly. And as we exhale, the ribs just relax. If you feel stress on the lower back, you can drop the rib cage. And we're back to our breath. You guys should be very, very proud of yourselves today, showing up, doing something good for your body. I hear people say a lot, they try. Well, I've tried a lot and never left the couch. You're a doer today. Keep that in mind. I want you to keep that attitude today. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And thank you so much for this opportunity to lead and guide you through your moving meditation with your LiLife Pad. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.